We're here with Jeff Ott, winner of the 33rd Illinois State Senior Amateur Championship here at Westmoreland Country Club, finishing the event at even par. Jeff, just give us your initial thoughts coming off the win.
It was a struggle today. Didn't get off to a good start. Tried to stay patient without letting it kind of overwhelm me here on being in the last group. So it's kind of new for me. It's my third year. Second year I had to withdraw. I had some personal issues to go back home, so I couldn't play the third day. But it was a great course, great facility. It was a joy to be here and played with a couple great guys, and I was very happy to come out on top today.
When we spoke on Monday, you had said you were just focused on making the cut at that point. Obviously, you made the cut. You're here this morning, and you're tied for the lead. What's kind of the mindset off the first tee?
Still trying to keep it simple. Trying not to get caught up too much with all the pressure of, hey, you made it, you're in the last group, and have a chance to win, and trying not to let that get in your thoughts, and just trying to keep it simple and break it down to just hit each shot as it comes up. And it still creeps into your head out there. It gets so hard not to let it, but Tom was good on keeping some jokes going and keeping the air kind of light out there, so he helped me quite a bit out there.
Not the start that you were looking for, 3 bogeys to start the round. What's kind of the mindset at that point, and how did you kind of shift gears to kind of get back on track?
It was discouraging, obviously, but and I really wasn't in trouble. Hit a decent drive, hit it to about 7 feet on one, and then I proceeded to 3-putt. The greens, they were firmer and faster today, and I think the scores was an indication of it kind of affected everybody out there, but just tried to stay patient, knowing that it was a lot of golf to play, and I really wasn't hitting bad shots, so just had to kind of fine-tune it a little bit.
You birdied 2 of the 3 par 5s on the course with a par in the 3rd of those par 5s. How were you able to kind of take advantage of those holes, and what was the strategy to kind of maybe score a little bit on those holes?
Tried not to get into where I really wanted to attack them on the second shot, because it was a tweener. There's kind of the risk reward of going after it wasn't as much, so I laid up into good positions, and even the one I parred, I actually had a real good look at birdie and just missed, but I was kind of relying on the wedge game today.
Talk a little bit about the birdie on 16. That at that point the lead is only 1 over Andrew Gabelman, so just talk about how that kind of helped put even more cushion behind you coming in those last 2 holes.
Again, that was kind of going back to having some patience. The last 4 or 5 holes, I felt I really rolled it pretty good and didn't really get anything out of it, and tried to kind of just trust that if I keep putting good rolls on it, that one would drop, and I was fortunate for that one to go in.
You mentioned that you weren't able to play last year due to some unfortunate circumstances. Just talk about not only playing this year and playing on the final day, but capturing that title.
Yeah, I've got great support, good friends here that were rooting for me, and I just wanted to come out and felt like even if I didn't win, if I played well, I would have been very happy with what happened today. You just take your hat off and shake your hand to whoever you played against, but as fate would have it, here I am. So I'm just trying to soak it in.
One of those friends that you just mentioned, we saw Tim Shepard give you a big hug there at the end after that final putt drop. Just talk about your relationship with him, and obviously last year's winner in this event, so what's it like kind of following his victory this year?
Tim's a good friend. He's a great player. He's kind of I've always kind of looked up, he's the bar. He sets in, and if I feel, even back home, I like to play with him as much as I can, because I feel if I can compete with Tim, I compete with anybody in the state, at the amateur level, and that's kind of what I've tried to gear myself, is to keep playing with people that are better you, and hopefully your game steps up, or you figure out that you don't have it. So yeah, I'm trying to follow in his footsteps, and that's a pretty good path.